The USC marching band kicked off Trojan Family Weekend, and a concert begins in just 2 hours. We're live in McCarthy Quad.
Trojan families are gearing up to fight on against Utah at the Coliseum. We explore how USC plans to keep everyone safe and healthy, on and off the row.
Feeling down about midterms? There's nothing that puppies at the Religious Center can't fix. See It Live starts now. The psychedelic furs are about to close out the first day of Trojan Family Weekend. Good evening, I'm Ayanna Martinez.
And I'm Bianca Bueno. Let's toss it over to Rachel Grode, who's live at the concert venue right now.
We are live from McCarthy Quad, where final preparations are underway for tonight's Vision and Voices Trojan Family Weekend concert event. Tonight's headliner is post-punk band The Psychedelic Furs. The band is set to play their hit songs such as Love My Way and Pretty in Pink for Trojan families. The concert is put on by USC Arts and Humanities Initiative, Vision and Voices. USC student Marie Renvelez is the group's assistant director and says that she is looking forward to her hard work becoming a reality.
We have like almost 3,000 RSVPs from the USC community. There is almost as much interest from students as there are from parents for this concert. Pretty in Pink is such an iconic movie and theme song for that film, so I think that it has a lot of cross-generational appeal.
Doors open at 7 p.m. tonight, and the show begins at 8. Guests must arrive with Trojan check completed and present a USC or alumni ID card at check-in. The band is set to join USC Cinema and Media Studies professor Tara McPherson to discuss their perspectives on music and culture. Tonight's event is one that you will not want to miss. Live from McCarthy Quad, I'm Rachel Grode with Annenberg Media. Now back to the studio.
Trojan Family Weekend started off with a bang this morning at Tommy Trojan. USC and the Spirit of Troy welcomed students and their families for a fun-filled week of activities. For some parents, it was their first time visiting the campus.
The day when she moved in, it was my very first day back to school because I'm also a high school teacher and I couldn't even come and I had no idea what USC looks like, so I was very excited. I was looking forward to where my daughter is studying and looking for all the opportunities she has to be successful.
I like the diversity of the school. I like the vibe of the school. Everything here is like so close, so warm.
Families can find a schedule of this weekend's events at familyweekend.usc.edu.
First-generation USC students and their parents exchanged stories during a panel discussion on the challenges of in-person learning. We spoke with a Latinx graduate student to learn more about his family and upbringing.
My mother was in high school, and I believe she just graduated high school and nothing else. My father never made it past middle school, so education was something they always pushed on me, but something they couldn't always help me out with. They came here to this country to give me a better opportunity, so I need to pay it forward for them.
Panelists spoke about the importance of staying connected with their families back home. We spoke with one parent about the struggles she faced growing up in Mexico and how that affected her parenting.
We didn't have running water, or electricity. We were poor. If I think about my childhood, and I had it better. I had it good, despite my struggles in Mexico. As my children, they have too much. My husband and I were able to provide them too much because I compare it to what I had.
All the panelists stressed the importance of also staying connected with the USC community, and proud parents said they plan to come back for Family Weekend next year. Many international students are spending Family Weekend without their families. While there were virtual events for Family Weekend last year, there is no virtual option this year to accommodate for international Trojans. Some students with loved ones abroad are nostalgic when they pass banners and decorations in Han Plaza, welcoming families on campus.
I see all the students, they accompanying with their families. I just feel like homesick, really homesick. I really miss my family.
Yeah, it feels good. I feel happy for them, definitely, like reunited with their families. But also on the other side, it makes me like feel like homesickness. Yeah, like I miss my families too. Yeah.
Many students who do not have family visiting campus plan to spend time with other international students this weekend.
USC parents got word today that the commencement will be held in person for the first time in 2 years. A USC event producer says there will be a main graduation and satellite ceremonies.
Very excited to get back to the tradition of us being on campus and in Alumni Park and all the pomp and circumstance. Historically, we've been there for so many years. So yes, I'm very excited about that. I think it's amazing to have parents and students see what our commencement is because it's beautiful.
The main component, the commencement, will take place on May 13th at Alumni Park. All guests must have proof of vaccination or negative COVID tests. As part of COVID protocol, parents must complete Trojan Check before entering campus for Trojan Family Weekend. Parents must have their QR code ready for check-in at the gates or the parking lot. Most said they're happy about this extra step to help ensure safety.
I do wish the app developers made it work a little bit better for different phones. On my phone, it's kind of hard to view things, but the idea of the Trojan Check, I think it's a great idea.
I think just the psychology of having people answer those questions is a good daily kind of check.
I'm glad you guys do that because it's one more filtration to make sure that no one with a symptom or so get to a school.
Before parents enter campus, they must download the Trojan Check app, log in as a guest, answer health questions, and get a QR code for Trojan Check employees to scan and admit.
Thousands going to this weekend's football game will be required to follow safety protocols. Annenberg Media's Sydney Charles found out that tailgating protocols are different depending on where you go.
The football game against the Utah Utes on Saturday is sure to be a highlight.
It's our first Trojan game. We live in Chicago, so it's our first experience to do that, and so we're super excited.
The USC Athletic Office tells us that for this weekend, for Trojan Family Weekend, ticket sales are about 53,000, which is lower than normal. A major game changer for these ticket sales could be the fact that all individuals attending are required to bring COVID vaccination cards or a negative COVID test. Many parents support this mandate.
I believe that in order to get a grasp on the pandemic, I think everybody has to play a part. I think everybody should be mindful and get vaccinated. At the very least, they should be masked, but I think everybody should take into consideration it's not just their lives or their opinions that matter, but it's everybody else's as well.
Here on the row, fraternities and sororities are planning tailgates, but the same mandates aren't required. One fraternity representative says that his organization will still follow the guidelines set by the school.
Throughout the semester, the policy has been to require Trojan checks for everyone coming to our tailgates. That's not going to change with the parents, and the university actually doing that's super helpful for us because then they can do their Trojan guest pass, show their proof of vaccination, and then in their COVID tests, and then they can come in through the door.
USC has lost the last 2 home games, but with family and friends attending, Trojan fans are hoping for a victory. For Annenberg Media, I'm Sydney Charles.
Parents gathered at Alumni Park today for coffee with campus safety officers. The event was a chance for parents to ask questions about student resources and have DPS officers meet the families.
Because we get such a diverse population here at USC, it's actually personally fun for me, and sometimes they are unaware of all of the safety features we have here in our program at USC and all of the resources that we have to offer students.
We want our daughter to be safe and make sure that she understands all the resources and how to, handle things and use like the lift service and where to park and be conscious of, all of the things that are going on around campus.
One of the parents' biggest concerns was student safety outside of campus at night.
A campus organization is using Family Weekend to combat hate by sharing the voices and songs of genocide survivors. That is the voice of Pincus Gutter. Gutter survived the Holocaust nearly 80 years ago. Now visitors at USC's Shoah Foundation, a group dedicated to raising awareness about genocide, can have a virtual conversation with him about his life during World War II. For parents visiting their kids at USC today, it was a reminder that not all lessons take place in the classroom.
Well, my mom is Jewish, so we have family members, I'm sure, that were impacted, but I just like history and was interested in the technology also.
Exhibits like this are part of Shoah's Stronger Than Hate initiative, which is dedicated to preventing anti-Semitism and other forms of racism. The senior director of the foundation says these events can provide a connection to people's lost family history.
We recently had someone who came by on a public tour, looked at the Visual History Archive, and found that they had this massive extended family they knew nothing about. And so that they were able to then connect with them worldwide.
If you are interested in seeing the Stronger Than Hate exhibits, visit the 4th floor of Levy Library.
Yoga and mental health services are just some of the resources available at the Office of Religious and Spiritual Life.
A lot of students have come back eagerly looking for community and connection and spiritual uplift of all kinds, because you name it, we have it. A to Z, atheist to Zoroastrian.
Whatever that you may need, hopefully we can provide that. And if we don't have it, maybe we can find somebody at USC that does.
There are over 80 religious and spiritual organizations available to USC students. Therapy dogs were the special guests on campus today as midterm week approaches. Thanks to the Office of Religious and Spiritual Life, students could relax and unwind while eating a popsicle and hugging on some playful pups. The Associate Dean of Religious and Spiritual Life says it's important for students to practice self-care.
A few times over the semester, we bring in therapy dogs, especially during midterm season, so that students can find some relief from all that stress.
The University Office of Religious Life holds community events with therapy dogs a few times a semester, so be on the lookout for the next event. Oh, Bianca, I wish you were with me when I saw those pups. My stress just melted away.
I know, pups and popsicles, I couldn't think of a better combination myself.
Neither could I. Well, thanks for watching See It Live from everyone at Annenberg Media. I'm Ayanna Martinez.
And I'm Bianca Bueno. You can catch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com.